Hello, my name is Susanne AIFD, and this is my submission for the Creative Flair video contest. The design application that I want to share with you today is a mechanic known as an armature. An armature is a decorative and/or supportive framework for your floral composition. Many times it is made out of botanical materials, but I want to demonstrate to you that it can also be made out of wire. I love using armatures in my work, not only for supporting stems, but it is an eco-friendly alternative and may be reused many times. Once the design is no longer viable, I simply remove it so I can save it for future projects. The wires I'm using today to create the armature are repurposed from orchid plants. The reason why I like to use these wires is because they're strong and flexible, and they're about 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters thick. Now, it really depends on your floral materials. If you have light floral materials, you might not necessarily need to have a heavy gauge wire to create your armature. But because I have heavier stems I want to use, that's why I'm using the heavier gauge. Now, the supplies you'll need are the orchid wires. I have 3 of them here. Heavier gauge bind wire, glue tabs, and a wire cutter. So to start, I'm going to take the 3 wires and I'm just going to stagger them slightly so that I get a nice taper end. Then I'm going to add a glue tab, and I'm going to affix the end of the bind wire by wrapping over it when I start to do my weave. And then I'm going to start to weave. So I'm going to take the bind wire, I'm going to go over and under, over and under. And I will do this weaving all the way down the wire until I'm finished. The armature that I created is about 61 centimeters or about 2 feet long. So we will just keep going over and under, over and under. And you will see it should look something like that. When you're finished the process, your armature should look something like this. Now let me show you how to use the armature. Now I've bent the armature into an organic shape. I'm just going to add it to my vessel that's been filled with water. I'm just going to tightly wedge it in there, making sure that it doesn't go anywhere because you want it nice and stable. Now I can include my cherry branch. Going to add it in. Line wire, it will secure the branch in place. One on this side, just twisting it in, and then one on here. And to balance off that stem insertion, I'm just going to add another piece onto this side. And I'm going to secure that as well. Now I'm ready to create a focal area by adding the succulents and the skimmia. Here's the finished design. Not only is the armature supporting the dynamic lines of the cherry blossom branches, but also acts as an accent in the focal area with the addition of the succulents and the skimmia. I encourage you to create an armature for your neck design. And you will discover that not only is it a great mechanic that acts as a support framework for your composition, but it will add that creative flair as well. Happy creating!